Hey, Shiel, this is John Johnson at the Dothan Eagle. I know you're very obviously familiar with the Army offense, having been on that side, playing against them every day in practice for a couple of years, and just, I guess, knowing that offense inside and out. Tell me what makes it so effective and also so hard to prepare for.
Well, it's effective because they know what they're doing. That they've been doing it a long time. The coaches that they coach there have been in this scheme for a long time. The players, it's a system that has been consistent for them over a number of years. They're very well coached, attention to detail. They play really hard. And from a coaching standpoint, these guys have done this for so long that they've seen a lot of different looks over the years. They've got adjustments that they can make in game. They can make them maybe in a drive even. So if you give them things maybe that they haven't prepared for or didn't expect, they're really able to adjust well during games and maybe run plays they didn't even practice during the week and just certain concepts that they're familiar with that they can go to. So that makes it challenging. And they do a great job of adapting as the game goes on. In terms of preparation, it's just a scheme that you don't see often. There aren't a whole lot of teams that run a traditional under center 3-back style of offense, or an option style offense, if you will, and just the familiarity for your players. Our football players, unless you played a team like this in college, it's likely that you've never seen it before. And so the preparation is twofold. It's making sure that as a staff you're on the same page with knowing what you want to do in the football game, and how you need to align, how you need to coach certain fits, certain play pass responsibilities, and then obviously being able to teach that to your players who don't see this week in and week out, and then also be able to manufacture a look in practice where you've got a scout team, and as much as you're trying to coach your defensive players about what you're going to do in the game and how to do it, you've also got to do a great job of coaching your scout team, and getting them to give you as close of a look as you can get to what you're going to see in the game. And obviously that's very challenging. So it's a big challenge on a lot of different fronts.
After that first drive in the second half, you guys really shut them down Saturday night. What do you think the biggest difference was for you guys?
Really, the biggest thing, to be honest with you, was just fitting the defense correctly. If you look at the game, throughout the game, there's just different times where maybe we didn't get a check that we needed to get into in terms of a formation recognition, or maybe it was a base defensive call and a play that we had practiced and maybe know how to play, and we just maybe didn't quite fit it right and gave up some yards. So to be honest with you, the biggest adjustments was just really settling our guys down and making sure that they were doing their job and how they know how to do their job, and consistently. Oftentimes in football, if you've got 10 guys doing their job and one guy on one certain rep doesn't do his job, then that's, if they attack that area where you get the maybe the missed assignment or misexecution, then you potentially are giving up some yards that you otherwise wouldn't give up. Sometimes you have got somebody that doesn't do their job or doesn't execute their technique as well, and it's not exposed. And I think that we just had some errors at times that were exposed. The stress point was found on certain plays. And I think as the game wore on, especially in the second half, we just got our guys settled in. Hey, look, here's what they're doing. We know what they're doing. We know what to expect. Go out, execute your technique, do your job, be consistent with it, do a great job of identifying some of the things that we've got to adjust and check, formationally, and be on the same page. And from there, I think our guys were able to go out and play fast and towards the end of the game play the type of football that we're capable of playing.
Having been at Army a couple of years, I know you know a lot of those players, coaches. number one, you're looking forward to seeing some of those guys, and tell us about some of the better defensive players on that team.
Sure. Absolutely, I'm looking forward to seeing them. I lived 2 years of my life at West Point, and that was a tremendous experience for me and my family. Working there was a tremendous honor and privilege. Living on post at the United States Military Academy at West Point for my family. We have great friendships from our time there and relationships that we'll carry on and continue the rest of our lives. So it'll be neat to see former colleagues and friends that I haven't seen in a while and compete against them. And then certainly the players, I have great relationships with a lot of those guys that I coached, or maybe I wasn't the position coach, but just defensive players or players on the team, offense, defense, special teams that you get to connect with. And so certainly getting a chance to see them will be neat. Watching them on film has been neat to be able to do. And then, once the game kicks off, they're going to try to beat us, and we're going to try to do likewise. So that'll be interesting and just a fun opportunity coming up this weekend.
How you guys doing?
What's up, Will? It's Jamal in Montgomery at WCFA. The fourth quarter, the defense really tightened things up. I think the stat was only 14 yards allowed. They didn't convert a single third down. They didn't have a pass completion or something like that. What flipped for you guys there in the fourth quarter?
I just felt like what we did in the fourth quarter, we could have done it the whole game. A lot of the times during the first three quarters, it was us hurting ourselves. It wasn't them beating us. It was us beating us. And I feel like in the fourth quarter, we got more vanilla. We started doing our day one things, and everything else was good. I know our coaches trust us with any play call or any situations they put us in. And in that fourth quarter, we were able to capitalize.
Hey, Will, this is John at the Dothan Eagle. Going against a triple option offense like Army, how challenging, number one, is that for a defensive line, but also how fun is it as a defensive lineman to go against a running team like that?
Oh, it's definitely fun. There's a lot of weeks where we don't get a lot of action. We have great players everywhere on the defense, and they get a lot of the action. But this week, with the triple option, we got to be real disciplined. That's the main thing, and just do our job. When we're able to just do our job against this style of offense, we'll be very good.
And then just to follow up off of that question, Will, does it help having coaches who have come from those types of teams before, so they know kind of how to teach that and how to prepare you guys for this offense?
Oh, yes, sir. It definitely does. There's different wrinkles that we could do on defense to help us this week. Of course, Coach Shiel Wood and Coach Eric McDaniels just came from Army last season, and I know that they know exactly what the staff at Army is going to do on offense, and we're willing to stop it, and we're excited to stop it.
Anybody else for Will?
I have one more question from about Saturday. When you guys were going into halftime, Will, it was 10-0. What was, I guess, was there any sort of message that Coach Summerall or your defensive coaches said to you guys in the locker room there as a team?
Like I said earlier, just do our jobs. Like, there were so many plays that we just left out there in the first half, especially, that if we just did our job, that they wouldn't have had nothing. And just in the locker room, we came back. We just challenged ourselves. Players challenged other players. Coaches challenged the players just to just be better, and we were able to do that.
Hey, Kimani, it's Jamal from WCFA Montgomery. First question, obviously, the touchdown run there in the fourth quarter. What did you see? Obviously, Coach Summerall said the plan was to kick the field goal with about 3 seconds left, but you obviously were able to dive in across the goal line.
The offensive line blocked great on that play, and I was able to, kind of bounce it out to the outside and, get in for the score.
And then just to follow up on that, the end of the third quarter, fourth quarter for the offense, did anything change for you guys? Were you just able, I guess, to find success, or what happened? I guess what changed for the offense there?
I really just say that first scoring drive for us late in the third quarter, and the defense started playing harder after that too. I know they only gave up like 14 yards in the fourth quarter, something crazy like that, but it was just really just a team effort.
Coach Summerall talked about wanting to get back home and wanting to see the support at the vet for these last 2 games. You've got Army coming in. I know Troy loves to bring or play military schools kind of like that because of our history, but how exciting is it to come back home and play in front of the home crowd once again?
Oh, it feels great. It's felt for like forever since we've played in the vet. And, I can't wait for the environment this Saturday.
Hey,
You guys have really got the
Go, Josh.
you guys have really got the running game going on last few weeks. What's been the biggest key to that?
Say that last part again.
What's been the biggest key for you guys getting the running game going the last several weeks?
Just everyone doing their job as a whole. It's a lot of moving pieces when a team is rushing the ball. So, just mostly that. Everyone on the offensive line, at running back, at tight end, even receivers blocking. I don't know if anyone knows, but on the game-winning drive, DeMontrez had a really good block that allowed me to score. So, it's just everyone doing their job.
Hey, Kimani, this is John in Dothan. I know it's been a little bit of a struggle for you this year. You've had solid games, but going over that 100-yard mark for the first time on Saturday and getting the ball in your hands in that crucial situation there at the end, how satisfying was that for you just personally?
I try to never be satisfied, but it was definitely a high point of the season for me personally.